We ain't baby oil close.
Nah, you stupid.
But yo, look, Puff is
Nah. You working with Pac?
Puff for 30 years.
You saw Big before he passed?
Yeah.
Bro, so you're close. And Jack, what were you saying?
In the documentary, there was insinuations of, that Diddy possibly had something to do with both Tupac and Biggie. And,
Who's telling the story, right? You can skew
People very close to the situation.
but you can create any narrative.
Go, I look at the computer say, Floyd said, T.I. Nelly fuck 50. I'm like, what do you say f for? Nelly your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fiance. Say f that.
People would think it would be unethical, especially if you've been accused of such things, to be the person blowing the whistle on other people being accused of such things. 50 don't give a okay? He don't give a He posted the Netflix thing. He said #1 in 36 countries and 11 others still going up, okay? Now, here it is. 50 is now posted a picture, an edited picture of that. A picture that someone drew of
50 Cent's Diddy Diaries didn't merely dominate headlines, it sent ripples across the entire streaming world. From its debut, the series surged up the charts at an incredible speed, even overtaking massive titles like Stranger Things. Whether audiences tuned in driven by curiosity, nostalgia, or pure fascination, one thing was undeniable: 50 Cent wasn't aiming to play it safe. He set out to confront long-standing narratives with precision and authority. Just when it seemed the conversation might be slowing down, renewed online buzz reignited the momentum. Growing chatter around a second season is becoming impossible to ignore, with rumors pointing toward a far more expansive scope. Industry whispers suggest the next installment could explore what fans are already calling the Jay-Z Files, a move that, if realized, could become one of the most discussed moments in modern hip-hop documentary history. And Jay-Z may not stand alone. Ongoing speculation hints at as many as 7 high-profile figures potentially taking center stage next season, each tied together by power, legacy, unresolved questions, or industry stories that never truly disappeared.
And just to kind of roll off of what 50 was saying, I did not believe that I did not believe that it was going to be this crazy, but he's been the biggest champion of it. And so I think the goal was, the original conversation that 50 and I had in sitting down and talking about it, in the wake of Cassie filing her lawsuit, which is when we kind of had our first conversation, right then, was understanding that there were a lot of rumors in the industry. There was a lot of talk about, some of this bad behavior. I think Cassie's lawsuit, the level of detail that, getting underneath the hood and seeing the level of detail that she brought forward was really a lot to digest. And I think that both 50 and I were really interested in the nuances of tackling a story like this, kind of understanding, where does the role of victim, begin and end versus being a perpetrator, and kind of understanding cycles of violence and these kind of reoccurring patterns, and just seeing how complex the story was, and that no one was really treating it like that. Everyone was just very focused on salacious headlines and with no context, and so I think for us, we wanted to put that care into the story.
But they did characterize it as a hit piece in the very beginning, is because they didn't get a chance to watch it, when they were saying that. And then after they see it, you see everyone's changed their mind, and it becomes the #1 dog.
But also, someone calling it a hit piece was a statement from Diddy's team. So, I mean, what's your response to Diddy's team? Of course, they're going to probably have an opinion. And then what's your opinion on people that just say that you're petty? Are you petty?
I accept that. I'll take that. I'll wear that. I'm fine. I have antics that I've become comfortable with on social media because of the usage of social media. That's just that. You know what I mean? But when they look at, they'll say, me deciding to go on ABC is petty. The morning show is the biggest show. These people, they came from, it's a great opportunity to be on that actual platform, but they looked at it further and said, it's airing in prison, so this would be why I would like to do that. And it didn't come across as a reason not to. of course I was aware that it would be airing.
And for both of you, one of the other questions fans are asking is, there are a lot of great and powerful interviews in this, but where are A-list celebrities? Where are people in his orbit that remain silent? Like they've never really even spoken out against the allegations or anything that's going on. Are people just concerned about their careers? Are they afraid to speak out? Because I remember Harvey Weinstein, right away everyone was like piling on and talking. Why is everyone afraid to say anything about Diddy?
It's a part of the hip hop culture. Like they think that they are telling something or just mind your business type of thing. Like, so if there's no, other than that, you would look, if I wasn't saying the things that you heard me say, there would be nothing being said at all. So it'd just be, you would assume that the culture is for.
When early rumors about season 2 of 50 Cent's hard-hitting Netflix series began to spread, few expected Marlon Wayans, the comedian famous for Scary Movie and White Chicks, to suddenly become part of the discussion, but recent friction between the two made the connection hard to dismiss. What first seemed random gained traction after Wayans addressed the documentary in an interview, urging caution rather than praise and framing the situation as deeply personal, tied to long-standing conflicts instead of simple storytelling. He emphasized accountability, timing, and the idea that actions have consequences, especially when someone is already facing intense public scrutiny, stopping short of defending anyone while questioning intent and warning that documentaries rarely show the full picture. That stance didn't sit well with 50 Cent, who responded almost instantly on social media with sharp humor, exaggerated visuals, and callbacks to Wayans' past roles, sparking a rapid-fire online clash filled with memes, AI-generated images, and non-stop posts that transformed a philosophical disagreement into a very public showdown, only intensifying speculation about what season 2 might bring.
Time for a social media beef with 50 Cent. What was it like in the family chat?
My brothers, they were funny. Damon was like, why you pick the biggest brother? He's on gamma rays. Stick to beefing with Soulja Boy, Kevin Hart, people that we can beat. You fight him. Leave guys that got shot 9 times alone. He survived 9.
And so I backed out.
I just said his name. They asked me about the documentary. I was like, I didn't see it. And then they asked me about it, and I just gave my opinion. I was just like, I don't think brothers need to be quarreling in public like that. And then what I get into? A public quarrel with a brother. And I just think it was bad for the culture. And so I kind of backed out. I don't even say that name anymore. If you ask me, hey, you got change of $1, I need a $50, so you need a $50.
All right, so I'm gonna make it abundantly clear. I'm not here defending Diddy. I am here because I got dragged into this because somebody asked me a question and I had an opinion. Nobody's wrong for giving an opinion about any subject, period. I'm not here defending Diddy. Don't let the narrative fool you or get to you. Once again, somebody's creating narratives. This is my point. So please look at the whole clip that I did and then look what happens with the narrative. And that's what I'm telling you. Y'all people don't be sheep. Use your brain, use your freedom of thought, your freedom of speech, and don't ever let nobody bully you. Never. Don't let nobody bully you. You got me? Love. Now back to trolling.
What makes this clash so captivating isn't only the star power behind it, but the timing itself. The tension flared just as discussion around the documentary hit its peak, transforming what might have been a brief comment into days of non-stop online shots and viral meme exchanges. Wayans maintains that his position was never about defending anyone or choosing sides, but about perspective, balance, and the way narratives are shaped. Still, for 50 Cent and a large portion of the audience, the message was received differently, hinting at something much bigger. Marlon Wayans is no longer just an outside observer, he's now being pulled directly into the unfolding story.
About the back and forth between 50 and Marlon Wayans.
With him and Marlon Wayans, I don't understand, Marlon got his own opinion, just like everybody got an asshole, he got his own opinion too. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna say whatever he wanna say. But, you know, when you know somebody is going to war or don't like somebody or somebody got a beef with somebody, unless you want to be a part of that beef or take a part of that, why you gonna get involved in it? You understand? You know, keep your opinion to yourself. If you know those two people got a beef and you got a voice out here. Marlon got a voice because he comes from that family that has done a crazy, you know, comedy shows and things for our community as far as being the elites of the comedy world and then of the movie world. And he comes from that family, bro. So, you know, you putting his voice and saying that, you know, 50 is doing something wrong and stuff like that. People can't tell people what to do and how to do with their lives and with their time and everything like that. And if he's going against Puff and he's putting stuff out there, that's his business. That's him and Puff's business. You understand? Like people try to say I'm doing something wrong. That's me and Puff's business. You understand? No, but it's all right for him to send dudes to try to do something to me. It's all right for him to, you know, send people or get them information so I can lose my job. It's all right for them to do the they do. You understand? But when they see somebody like me or doing it back or saying something, I gotta be some broke this, I gotta be some jealous this, I gotta be some hating ass and stuff like that. No, this is war. You understand? I might not have the ammunition he have, I might not have the people that he have. So for Marlon Wayans to go at 50 like that, both of them got money. You know what I'm saying? Both of them got, you know, their own peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? But for Marlon to put out a clip that is an AI generated clip against 50, that's something whole different, bro. That's something whole, and I see that's happening right now. They got a clip of me holding a picture of Diddy and I think it's 50 or somebody in the bed together. You understand? I ain't never had that picture right there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen that. That's a lie. But they're allowing that like that to come on the internet. You know what I'm saying? They're allowing people, you know, to cut and paste and put stuff out there and make people seem like, you know, they are some kind of fanoid, some homosexual ass whatever. And I know you can't say that on a thing, but that's what it is, bro. And I just hate that they are allowed and they can't be sued for doing stuff like that, man. And that's what, if you're gonna do anything, you know, you should be able to sue somebody to be doing stuff like that. For him to put 50 in the hot tub with Puff or get that picture when he knows it's an AI generated picture, that was low. That was real low. But he said, so since 50 trolling, I'm a troll. So have that same energy when you see that man. Keep trolling when you see that man. And that's what I gotta say about that one. My whole thing about it is, bro, you know, people going around saying, but Diddy's in jail. And him being in jail don't bring back none of the or none of the people that died, not only on his watch, on his making. It don't bring back big. You know what I'm saying? I heard one journalist talk about Suge Knight is the one who, you know, big and set big up and everything like that. So let me ask you something. Suge Knight was working in accordance with Puff to keep big, to get big out of California. He was working with Puff to keep big from going to London. Suge Knight was working with Puff to do that? I don't think so. I heard Puff tell Kirk Burroughs on that Thursday, yo, Big ain't going nowhere. You could go by yourself, but Big ain't going nowhere. You know what? When you look at things and you see things, you know that facts will change your feeling.
Next in the spotlight is Jay-Z, and the name feels almost unavoidable. If anyone was expected to surface after Diddy as 50 Cent continues to sharpen his focus on industry power and influence, it's Jay. Their long, intertwined history in music and business has always been complex, marked by collaboration, subtle rivalry, and a quiet competition that never truly disappeared. Now, fueled by the momentum of 50's docuseries, fans are increasingly speculating that Jay-Z's story could become the next major chapter to enter the public conversation, potentially introducing another heavyweight narrative into the spotlight.
Was they really friends or not?
How close was Diddy and Jay-Z? They was close enough that they wasn't playing basketball, they wasn't playing baseball, they wasn't playing football, and they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his ass, and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z. Now, I don't know what kind of statement, and I can't say, I wish I could say half a homo, but I know I can't say it, but I don't know what kind of half a homo that is, and you trying to say that you're not close to somebody. You coming on stage, patting them on their ass, and then you making a broad statement to the public, can't nobody call me Sean but Sean Carter. And I heard Jay-Z said the same thing about them. But they were so close that they had matching white girls together. Because when they used to see each other, they used to say, yo, how your skinny white girl doing? He'd be like, yo, how your skinny white girl doing? So, I guess that's a certain type of
50 Cent has been actively fueling speculation on Instagram, and none of it feels accidental. A recent post featuring Jay-Z sent engagement soaring instantly, with comment sections flooded by fans repeatedly mentioning the Jay-Z files and openly predicting a future season centered around him. Instead of shutting the rumors down, 50 leaned into them, liking multiple comments that pushed the narrative forward and subtly amplifying the speculation. Given Jay-Z's immense influence, decades-long career, and expansive business network, the idea of a documentary examining his legacy, partnerships, and industry relationships, especially his long-standing ties to Diddy, is more than enough to keep audiences locked in. Jay-Z's continued silence has only added fuel to the fire, and while nothing has been officially confirmed, the online momentum has grown so strong that many now see his involvement in the next chapter as almost inevitable.
Now, a lot of people think it's unethical for a rapper to be blowing the whistle on another rapper, given the fact that many rappers do the same things. Now, maybe not Diddy things, but like, you know, I keep telling you, I know many rappers who they do domestically assault their women. They have put their hands on their woman. They have beat their woman before. They have a domestic case. People would think it would be unethical, especially if you've been accused of such things, to be the person blowing the whistle on other people being accused of such things. 50 don't give a okay? He don't give a He posted the Netflix thing. He said #1 in 36 countries and 11 others still going up, okay? Now, here it is. 50 is now posted a picture, an edited picture of that. A picture that someone drew of Jay-Z. And 50 said, please stop sending me stuff like this. I'm not going to post it. But of course, he's being facetious because he posted the picture that he claimed he wouldn't post. Now, that's not the interesting part, y'all. The interesting part is when you look at it, 50 was in the comments here and he was liking posts. You can't see what the author, which would be 50, likes. But 50, and I guess I could post it on, give me a second. I could post it on our burner page. Wait, what? Wait. Give me 1 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Every time I open my phone, I see like a million different things. Anyway, because I don't want to slow the stream now. 50 is liking these comments, and these comments are saying, yo, do the documentary on Jay-Z next, right? Oh, actually, people posted on Twitter. So they're actually saying, and they're encouraging, and 50's liking it. Here we go. It's a 50 Cent liking a comments hinting Jay-Z's next. Somebody says, my only question. He's next, isn't he? 50 liked it. Okay.
Another name gaining serious momentum for season 2 is Rick Ross, and this isn't a random theory. The speculation is rooted in a rivalry with real history behind it. The tension between Rick Ross and 50 Cent dates back nearly 2 decades, making it one of hip-hop's most visible and enduring feuds. It began in the late 2000s, when lyrics seen as subtle jabs led 50 to respond with direct diss tracks, igniting years of back-and-forth exchanges, media shots, and constant online friction. Over time, the conflict moved far beyond music, spilling into legal issues, personal accusations, and relentless digital taunts that fans still talk about today. The hostility never truly faded, and as recently as March 2025, 50 reignited the feud by mocking Ross's involvement in the Millennium Tour and questioning his star power, prompting Ross to fire back publicly with sharp criticism and personal remarks. Now, with the documentary gaining momentum, 50 appears to be circling back once again, hinting that this long-running rivalry may be headed toward its most intense chapter yet.
Hey guys, I just saw a very unfortunate situation that took place in Canada, and I wanted to say to everyone, that I hope that brother made it home safely. I hope that he now has a different perspective and a better sense of what to do and what not to do while you're out in the world, that part where the young guy went he did this little move and shit and got knocked the fuck out, right there. That does not reflect him. That reflects his camp, and he might need to go get the Dream Chasers or the 305 Killers.
Number 4 on the radar is Janice Combs, a name that rarely makes headlines but could turn out to be one of the most revealing pieces of the puzzle if season 2 dives into how Diddy was shaped. As the single mother who raised him largely on her own after his father passed early, her impact on his formative years was undeniable. A former model and teacher's assistant, Janice worked tirelessly, often juggling multiple jobs to provide stability, education, and opportunity. She has also been vocal about what she sees as inaccuracies in the documentary's portrayal of Diddy's upbringing, insisting her home was built on sacrifice, discipline, and care, not dysfunction. Yet conflicting accounts from others who knew the family at the time add tension, describing a household with adult-like environments, blurred boundaries, and experiences that may have exposed a young Diddy to challenges beyond his years. If examined carefully, Janice Combs' story could emerge as one of the most complex and consequential angles of the entire series, offering deeper insight into the roots of a legacy that continues to spark debate today.
He said that I believe that he was victimized, and I think it happened long before the industry. People really don't want to look closer into his childhood and to what his mama had going on in that house. God knows what he saw and what happened to him in his own mama house. All of those strangers, them up involved, looking around, seeing what was going on. And let's just be clear, it sounds like her house was a house of, professional freak-offs. So who knows what he saw or what could have happened to him while she was busy entertaining people and pouring and getting tips, as she would say, for her after-hour life.
Oh yeah. He was. I'm gonna say he was surprised to hear that.
School bus driver. No, was he surprised or was he like, zip it, you talking too much? Because that's what it looked like to me. It looked like you talking a little bit too much. They don't need to know about that. While she was sitting there, oh, because I was a bus driver and I was this, and I worked at the after hours. And I would pour them drinks and they would give me big tips.
She didn't say it just like that. Big tips. You know, in
big pimpin', spending cheeks.
In Sean's own words, in Diddy's own words, he had said he had a sigh of relief learning that he was the son of a hustler or a gangster. Like he wanted that status. He wanted to say that he was a sigh of relief is a wild thing to say, that your daddy was a gangster or a hustler. That's what you heard that he was.
Well, I mean, like Tim said, they had a bunch of blaxploitation movies being played around the house all the time. They grew up with the Mac playing. They grew up with Superfly playing. Like, I mean, if that's what you got going on, you got two women in the house and there's no men around, and these are what the little boys are watching. You got basketball players coming over late at night. You got hustlers coming over, PIMPs coming over, women who look like they were modeling for Jet Magazine coming over. Like, it sounds like the nature of the environment is what shaped their perception of what cool was.
Another name emerging for season 2 is Ray J. And if anyone thought 50 Cent would avoid this lane, that assumption doesn't hold. While Ray J isn't typically grouped with industry heavyweights like Jay-Z or Diddy, his name has a way of resurfacing at unexpected moments, and 50 has never shied away from reopening old chapters. Their connection isn't rooted in music as much as in moments of controversy, including a long-distance backstage incident in Las Vegas involving Ray J and Fabulous, which 50 has publicly revisited with a mix of humor and skepticism, downplaying the drama and questioning the narrative entirely. More recently, 50 has kept Ray J in his orbit by reposting clips from his media appearances, often adding commentary that seems intentional rather than accidental. Taken together, the pattern suggests Ray J isn't just background noise, he may be another deliberate piece in a broader storyline that 50 appears ready to amplify.